don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, but if you had to, though.
We set the scene, we have a choice, we must decide on the correct answer. I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan.
And this is If You Had To, though. Nathan, are you pumped and ready for the episode?
I'm pumped and jacked and ready and excited.
Jacked and amped. Have you done your 20 push-ups?
I have done my 20 push-ups.
You done your 10 pull-ups?
21.
21? Oh, no, that's too much. You got.
Oh God, you're right. Now I need to reward myself with this 10-pack of cider.
Yeah, you need to learn to pace yourself, Nathan. You can't overdo it when it comes to getting pumped for the podcast.
You're right. You can't overdo it. I need to pace myself. I need to really take my time exercising. So I've done my exercising for the year now.
Okay.
I'll do my 22nd pull-up in 2021.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you say you've done 21 push-ups, that's in your entire life. That's,
oh yes.
That's
my entire life.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Like, no one can say you haven't done that.
No,
I have done my 21 push-ups.
I've definitely done 21 push-ups in my entire life.
So there you go. If you do one a year, I mean, if you did one a year for like your entire
I
life,
would have started at 10.
You would start at the age of 10. Fair enough. So say you
I was
lived
a bit lazy before then. It wasn't. I really needed to get motivated.
Yeah, you needed Mr. Motivator.
Exactly, or Mr. Blobby. He was a good motivator.
Mm.
He got me terrified enough that I wanted to get big and strong to protect myself from him.
Was that a childhood fear, Mr. Blobby?
Wasn't it yours? It's a weirdo, isn't it?
No, my childhood fear... Okay, this is weird. My childhood fear, I was scared of a tea towel. It's a genuine story.
Is this a tea towel that was in your house?
It was a tea towel that was in my house. My mum...
Tea towel that your mum had never washed and you were afraid was going to kill you with germs.
It was a tea towel with a picture of a woman sitting on it, and I was absolutely terrified of it. For some reason.
What kind of woman?
I think she was like one of those old-fashioned, like the Sun Maid. You know, on the raisins, the woman on the raisins. It's like that sort of woman with a hat on and just sitting on a tuffet or a stool or something.
Yeah.
And my mum used to have to keep it in the cupboard because I was so scared of this tea towel. To psychologically scar me for life, every time I was bad, my mum would take the tea towel out of the cupboard and chase me up the garden with it.
Exactly as I said, women are monstrous creatures. That's the first fact of this episode. Both me and Kyle hate all women.
Don't lump me in with you and your woman hatred.
You were afraid of women since you were like 8.
I was afraid of a woman on a tea towel. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. So you're fine with women as long as they don't sit on your tea towel.
Yeah, as long as they don't sit and be on tea towels.
If you ever see a woman stand near your tea towel, you're like, no, get away from that. Don't defile that.
But no, I have no idea why I was scared of it, and it hasn't. I don't think it hasn't.
Do you think it's gone away, or do you think if your mum brought that tea towel out again, you'd still be afraid?
I don't know. Like maybe just the psychological, the memory of knowing what happened the last time. But I haven't I can pick up a tea towel fine. I'm not scared to clean up the dishes or anything.
See, I am.
I mean, I could.
That's why I haven't done that in 20 years.
I could use that as an excuse. That would be quite good.
Although it is your job, isn't it? I know you cook. Do you do the washing up as well?
I wash up as well.
So yeah, it would be really bad for you to go, I can't, I've got a phobia of tea towels.
I'm the full package. I wash, I cook, I clean, I do it all.
You are the full package, Carl. I've always said so.
You've always said that I'm the full package.
The full Monty.
You know, you're pretty good yourself. You're all right yourself.
Oh, don't oversell it, Carl. That's such high praise. I'm pretty good.
Well, and there's something that your main fans, like the number one Nathan fans, there's something they should really know about you, isn't there?
The Nathanites.
The Nathanites. That's what they call themselves. They've got their own forum on
Reddit.
They've got their own forum on Reddit. But yeah, all of your biggest fans know that you are in a punk death metal band.
Oh, down core, man.
Yeah,
That's how punks speak.
yeah.
Don't you mess with me, man.
People can tell from your anarchistic voice that you are you are a hardcore punk metal rock god. You play the drums.
Down to the power, dude.
You play the drums in the band, and your band, it goes by many different names, doesn't it? There's
Oh, so
the
many.
Squealing Hog, the Frisky Ferret, the Damned Policeman,
The Frady Cats,
the Binky Soldiers,
the Annoyed Irishman.
the Blood Orange Gang. Yeah, and there's many more. But
So many more.
so many more. You might as well tell everyone the one that you're, most
Oh,
well known for.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to tell everyone the one that we're most well known for.
Yeah,
I mean,
the one that
I've been
everyone
wanting
knows.
since the first episode to
Yeah.
tell them the name of my punk rock band.
Yeah.
That name, Kyle, that name, that brilliant name that I'm so proud of and have always loved, my favourite name for the band, the first name that we came up with is, and always shall be.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for the people to hear it because it's such a great name.
It is, it really is, Kyle.
And we're building the suspense now, so...
That's why I'm taking my time. I bring it out too soon, it's going to be too much. You have to pace it with this.
Yeah.
Like with exercises, you have to pace out me revealing this name.
Yeah. But people are going to love it. Yeah, no, sorry, go.
That name is the Prickly Hedgehog.
Yeah. Yeah, the prickly hedgehog.
Yeah.
So anyway...
God, I can see every time I've said it to you, Carl, I can see how amazed you are and excited.
Yeah, my eyes and face just lit up as you finally revealed the name.
The punkiest animal of them all.
It is a very punk animal.
And the most extreme way to describe something sharp. Prickly.
Exactly. And that's why, because you play for the Prickly Hedgehogs, you have the steel-tipped drumsticks.
Oh, yes.
And
that's why we all dress as hedgehogs.
Yes, of course you dress as hedgehogs. What else would you dress? What?
I mean, I've got the styled black gelled hair in spikes.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the whole band does, surely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And little Jimmy, the lead singer, has a spiky beard.
He's called Little Jimmy, but ironically, he's very tall.
He is. It's amazing how we did that. How we came up with that ironic nickname. No one has ever thought to call someone Big Little before.
No, it's like calling, I don't know, a huge muscular guy tiny.
Exactly.
Unheard of.
Or a bald man curly. It's just, these things are just clipping out of my head.
That's because we are so incredibly intelligent, Nathan.
Exactly. That's also why I came up with the phrase clipping out of my head.
Yeah, it's a brand new phrase and it's going to be used by everyone.
Sense.
Yeah, and that's why people tune into this show, for hardcore facts.
And because they're Nathanites. They can't get enough Nathan.
What would mine be called if I had any? I mean, I don't have any fans, but if I had legions of fans like you do.
Losers. That's what they're called, Carl.
Little bitty Bennets.
Little bitty. That just sounds like all the children that you're going to have, Carl. All the children that you've abandoned over the years.
Yeah, well, they're going to be my fans, you see.
Oh, your children are going to be your fans, I see.
Yeah, I can't get any real fans of my own, so I just impregnate lots of people.
That is the best way to get fans, I've always said so.
Anyway, we're going way off topic. So you're playing your hardcore punk metal band show with the Prickly Hedgehogs, and you get through your first few songs, and you get to the end of the song and you do your big drum solo, and everyone is cheering your name.
The crowd's going wild.
Absolutely wild. I mean, there's like 4 people in there, but
we're really
all 4 of them
it to the man.
Sticking it to the man.
With our and pricking the man with our prickly heads.
Yes. So yeah, you get to the end of your song, you scream as loud as you can.
What song are we singing, Kyle? Which of our amazing record-breaking top 10 hits were we singing?
Well, obviously you started off with Down with the Man.
Yep.
Then second song, obviously, The Hedgehog Parade. Don't Want to Be an English Idiot.
No.
Obviously you're English.
Exactly.
And then you had finally got on to your big political song.
Ow, I Hurt My Foot.
Ow, I Hurt My Foot. And it is full of deep-seated, hidden messages that are all
Hard fighting political references.
Yeah, definitely. You get to the end of that song, scream at the top of your lungs, "Establishment!" Throw one.
Not gonna let the man hurt my foot.
You throw your drumsticks into the air, and as you're screaming,
foot is a metaphor.
Yes, you throw your drumsticks into the air, and as you're screaming, the steel-tipped drumstick falls. It falls down your throat, tearing your voice box to shreds.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah.
Is exactly what a punk rock singer would say when such a thing would happen. As it went into the air, I went, "Oh, fiddlesticks."
That and your famous last words, Nathan, "fiddlesticks," before the steel-tipped drumstick fell down your throat and shredded your vocal cord. So your voice box is now screwed. But luckily, Nathan, there's a dodgy guy in the room. One of your big fans, a dodgy guy, and
all our fans are dodgy guys, Carl. Yeah, it's the crowd that we seem to draw the best.
Now you've got
weirdos that never leave the pub. Those are the people that are always there when we're performing in pubs. The people that don't leave pubs.
Yeah, they don't even seem to really pay much attention to you at all. No, they just seem to be like.
How cool our fans are, Kyle. Our fans are so cool. They act cool and distant, even from us, the band that they love the most in the world. That's why they throw their beers at us and say, "Get off the stage, we're trying to drink." Because they're such hardcore fans.
I mean, most of them are just faced away, trying to ignore you through most of it. But you know,
he's so cool, so ultra cool that he looks like he's asleep. His head fallen into the bar.
Which is impressive, considering you've got like 8 loudspeakers set up in this tiny little pub.
Exactly.
So anyway, this dodgy guy comes to you and he says, "Right, I know you've got a few songs where you've got to, shout out these words to make the song a lot better. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to sort out your voice box." And inside his coat pocket, he's got 2 voice boxes for you. And he has
he's a voice box dealer.
He's a voice box dealer.
I see.
Yeah.
Not licensed.
He's not licensed. He doesn't have proper voice boxes. Like proper voice boxes, you can choose, how you sound. You can be anything you want, and obviously you would get your proper voice back. But all he's got is these 2 voice boxes, and once he puts it inside you that's it.
I can't wait. I can't wait for an official voice box seller. Because our band, because we're so anti-establishment, we refuse to earn money, and that's why our band has no money whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not got anything to do with the fact that no one will buy our songs.
You do have the merch stall in the back, but no one ever goes to that.
Exactly. Again, because our fans are so cool, they don't want to let people know that they're fans of us, even though they definitely are.
And the T-shirts that you sell are just T-shirts with spikes on.
Spikes inside the T-shirts.
Yeah.
They don't seem to sell as well as I thought. When we came up with that, after we'd taken our 9th drug of the night, we
that's how rock stars.
That's the name of our album.
What, 9th drug of the night?
Yeah.
That is a good name for an album. Was that your first album?
No, that was our 3rd album. Our first album was called Prickly Revolution.
Prickly Revolution. But yeah, that's how rock stars count their drugs. They say, "I've had 1 drug tonight, 2 drugs tonight," and when they get to 9 drugs, the 9th drug of the night, then they know that they've had a good night.
Exactly. So I can't wait for an official voice box salesman. I need to take one of these unlicensed one, otherwise I will never have any kind of voice.
Yeah, but because these are dodgy ones, he's got them from old cartoons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the first voice box he's got, and he gives you the choice, you can have either one. The first voice box he's got is a SpongeBob SquarePants voice box.
Okay, and I sound like SpongeBob SquarePants himself or one of the other characters?
No, you would sound like SpongeBob SquarePants himself.
Ah.
The second voice box is Scooby-Doo's.
As in Scooby-Doo the dog?
As in Scooby-Doo the dog.
Ah.
So you have a choice now, Nathan. You can have either one of these voice boxes.
I mean, what a what a interesting set of situation. What interesting set of situation I've got myself into. Another one of my classic catchphrases.
Especially considering it's not a set of situations. It's just a situation.
I mean, you'll have to forgive me if I'm slowing my words. I've just taken my 8th drug of the night.
Oh, you're not quite on the 9th drug of the night yet.
Not quite. That's when you get so high that you reach enlightenment. Right now, I'm just not.
Every rock star knows 9th drug of the night is the key drug.
Yes. Another fact for the listeners, drugs are definitely good for you and don't cause any harm whatsoever.
Drugs are only good for you in combinations of 9.
Yes, that is definitely a fact. Ask your doctor. And then when they tell you that it's definitely not true and you should not take that many drugs, especially without doctor notes, tell them that they're trying to hold you down, man. I'm not going to listen to you. You can't take away my freedom, man.
See, and so everyone knows that you are. This just proves that we weren't making it up. You were in a death metal, punk rock, anti-establishment band, the Prickly Hedgehogs.
Yeah.
So anyway, which box do you choose, Nathan?
I mean, SpongeBob has quite a squeaky high voice.
Very annoying, yes.
Yeah, and he can't hide his emotions very well. When he's excited, he kind of giggles, very high pitched.
I mean, you're not becoming SpongeBob. You're just getting his voice.
His voice.
Yeah.
So whenever I try and express one of my normal emotions, it would come out.
Yeah, if someone tells a funny joke, you will giggle like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does he laugh?
It's like a sheep bleating, isn't it?
Oh, I remember that. But Scooby-Doo, on the other hand, can't really say words.
No, he's not very legible.
No.
Unless you find your Shaggy. If you find your Shaggy, then he'll understand everything you say, no matter how badly you say it.
You're saying you're not going to be my Shaggy? That
Me?
when I'm scared and jump into the air, you're not going to grab me in your big muscular arms?
Shaggy didn't have big muscular arms. He was very lanky.
Yes, Scooby-Doo is quite illegible. He kind of puts R's at the beginning of every word.
Rero.
Yeah, that as well. But everything else he says is kind of a garbled mess. So, I would either have a voice that is very high-pitched and annoying and expresses my emotions so obviously that I could never play poker. I could never go, "Ooh, I've got a good hand." Be like, "I've got a good hand."
That's a bit Mickey Mousey.
But whereas Scooby-Doo, no one would understand what I'm saying.
No. Think about in a romantic situation.
I mean,
which one do you think would be more appealing to a woman?
Which one do I think has a smoother voice?
Yeah. Which one? Like you're in the bedroom, maybe you're fooling around. What do you think is gonna be more romantic?
I'm in a romantic mood. I'm with a beautiful babe, as I am always. Like right now, as you can see, there's 5 legs wrapped around my head.
That just goes with the rock and roll life, though. You're always with groupies.
Exactly.
It's just Janine from the pub. She just wants a warm bed for the night, but she always comes back with you.
It's not even Janine from the pub. She's Janine from outside the pub.
Yeah.
On the bench in front of the pub.
She said, "Oh, I listened to your set from out here. It sounded all right. The acoustics were a bit off, but you know."
But anyway, yes, I'm sharing a lovely, intimate moment with her, and I say, "Hey, come over here, baby."
Yeah. Or.
Oh, come over here, baby.
Yeah. I mean, both.
I'm better at a Scooby-Doo impression than I am a SpongeBob impression.
Both incredibly seductive, but which do you think she would prefer?
Oh, God, so dripping with sexual energy. And I mean, so that's the thing. They're both amazing, sexy voices. The choice here is which one is the sexier. But I need to think about beyond just a sexy rendezvous, because my life isn't just sex, drugs, and rock and roll. No, I'm more well-rounded than that, Carl. I'm also...
That's why the Nathanites love you. You're not just a 2-dimensional character.
No, in fact, I've got so many dimensions. Some people would say we're making most of this up, and there's no way one person could possibly do all of these things. But clearly that's not true. It's ridiculous. So, beyond sexy encounters, like I said earlier, we don't like to take money for our music. Our music is purely for art, and no one wants to give us money. So I do other work on the side. I do work in an office. But I still bring that punk energy.
Oh yeah.
Good afternoon. What do you want, man?
I mean, you're told that you have to wear a tie no matter what, but you like slightly loosen it.
Exactly. Down with the system.
Yeah, you undo your top button of your shirt. You're a rebel.
And the shoes I'm wearing aren't proper business shoes. They're black trainers.
Oh, but they look pretty much like black work
Yeah,
shoes.
they look enough that that my boss doesn't know.
Yeah,
Them.
you don't want to get in trouble with your boss.
Sticking it to him.
Yeah, sticking it to him. Yeah, tell him. You tell him, man.
I would, but he'd fire me.
No, you wouldn't actually tell him, but
no, but with the shoes,
you're telling it. Yeah,
yeah.
Go prickly hedgehogs.
Exactly, pricking all the way. That was our fourth album.
Pricking all the way. Wow. After this, I'm going to download your entire 9-album discography.
Yeah, like 9 Drugs, the 9th album really hits the spot.
Yeah, the 9th album is like taking the 9th drug of the night. It's the best one.
So, because I do have to do office work, and I do have to go through different jobs because I choose to leave jobs regularly. It's a mutual decision that I make with the boss when the boss tells me to leave.
Yeah.
So I do have to go to a few job interviews. So which voice would be better for a job interview?
Hey, hello, Mr. Wozniak. Welcome to this publishing company. What qualifies you for this position?
Well, I think I've got excellent qualifications. That's the Joker. Neither one of us can do a SpongeBob.
No, SpongeBob impression is pretty impressive.
You should have done Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that would have been easy.
Mickey Mouse and Scooby-Doo I could have done. Damn you, Kyle. I would either respond like that or my first qualification. Ooh.
You sound more like the Cookie Monster.
I thought that was good.
If an interviewer can't understand you...
That would be bad. But also if an interviewer was annoyed by every single thing you said, that would also be bad.
Yeah, if your voice physically was like nails on a chalkboard to them, that's not good either.
I'm highly organised. I've got great communication skills. Oh.
We'll call you.
I think I killed that. I killed that interview.
You definitely killed it.
While also sticking it to the man.
Oh, yeah. He didn't notice, but you were wearing red socks. Your trousers were covering them, though. So. And
my T-shirt said, fuck you, underneath the shirt and the tie and the blazer.
And it was fuck with the 2 asterisks.
Because, yes, yeah.
Just in case, I don't know, there was a fire and you had to take the top layers off.
Yeah, I mean they're right. Why would I have to take the top layers off if there was a fire?
Because it's really hot, or you get caught on fire.
Oh, well, if I get caught on fire, if there's a fire on me, I would have to take the top layers. Right? Yeah. If I spontaneously combusted.
Yeah, but it said fuck you on your T-shirt, and that's the main thing. Power to the people. Exactly. Power Rangers. The punkiest of all TV shows. I mean, have you listened to the opening theme tune for Power Rangers? That is pretty metal. It is. How did you remember that off the top of your head? I used to watch Power Rangers a lot when I was a kid. I did used to watch it quite a lot. So we need an answer, Nathan. SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo. I mean, they're both such exotic voices that have different strengths. Scooby-Doo is more deep. Yes, more masculine. More masculine, but illegible. Yes. SpongeBob is more understandable. Yeah. More high-pitched and would make me sound like a 12-year-old girl. Yes. So, what would I rather sound like? A 12-year-old girl or a drunk dog? Yes, that is the question. That is the question. I think for job interviews, for sexual encounters, kidnap ransom videos,
give me all your money or your daughter dies. Whereas,
I'm sorry.
give me your money or your daughter dies. Just doesn't quite work.
I mean, either way, like they're not going to know who you are or that you have their daughter because they won't they won't understand you if you're the dog.
Yeah, and that's the bad part about the Scooby-Doo voice. They don't know that I've kidnapped their daughter. They just think I've sent them a random video for no reason.
It's like, can you understand what that dog's saying? No, it's a
It's
dog.
a weird man talking with a hooded figure.
And then if you've got the SpongeBob voice, they just think it's a joke because it's so
Yeah.
high pitched and silly.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, isn't that cute? Our daughter's made a friend and they're playing a practical joke on her.
Yeah, they just think it's, you're a little girl.
Even
though it's a video they've sent you.
I happened to braid my hair that day when I decided to kidnap the young woman.
Yeah, you do have a very youthful face.
Even as punk anarchists like to look pretty.
Yeah, so you're stalling, Nathan. Come on, we need an answer.
I think I'm going to have to go with Scooby-Doo. Even though people wouldn't understand me, SpongeBob sounds far too cheerful to really properly portray my inner anger and anarchist spirit.
Oh yes, definitely.
I can see myself continuing on as one of the prickly hedgehogs with a Scooby-Doo voice. SpongeBob voice doesn't quite match the lyrics, It's down to the system. That's something like Mickey Mouse still.
Yeah, I mean you're not the lead singer either. You're the drummer, so at least
most of the lyrics are just.
Yeah, so a lot of people can't understand your lyrics anyway because it's death metal.
Yeah, but you need that angry spirit to come across, like.
Yeah, so Scooby-Doo is definitely the best choice, I think. Yeah, you can roar, you can bark your song, and little Jimmy will do the most of the singing. So. Oh
yeah. I mean, he did just have his voice swapped with Darth Vader's.
Yeah, so your band's gone in a very experimental direction. But
yeah, this is our experimental phase.
Yeah,
and that's our lead guitarist has the voice of Iago from Aladdin.
That's the punchline.
Yeah, fuck it. Down with the system, man. What's wrong, Grandpa?
Yeah, that's the thing. But by the time most bands get to their 9th album, it is all very experimental by that point anyway. So, you've gone in the right direction.
Our fan base has started to get bored. Inspire that revolution.
So, yeah, you're going to become the voice of Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I am right now, Carl. You're just using your computer wizardry.
Yeah,
you didn't want to spoil this for the audience to know in advance what option I was going to choose.
No, I've auto-tuned your voice so that you sound pretty much normal.
Yeah, you can now auto-tune it back, but that requires pressing at least 2 buttons, and I can see you're a busy man, Kyle.
No, so everyone else knows that if they ever get this decision, if they ever get this choice, if some dodgy guy has 2 voice boxes and you need a new voice box, out of SpongeBob and Scooby-Doo, the best option for you is Scooby-Doo, especially if you're in a death metal band.
Exactly. It really fits the death metal attitude.
However, if one of our fans is a 12-year-old girl, SpongeBob might be a better option.
Possibly. That is. I don't know if our fan base will consist of 12-year-old girls, to be honest, Carl.
You never know who might be listening, Nathan. We appeal to all audiences. I mean, it's not like there's
all
any
ages, all genders, all political perspectives.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
One thing that unites everyone in this world is how great we are.
Yeah, I think our podcast is universal. Everyone gets it. No one will dislike it, and we will never have a bad review.
Never. I've never read a single bad review of ours, Kyle. And now that could be because no one listens to podcasts. But I choose to believe it's because everyone that listens is completely satisfied.
Yeah, we can say with 100% certainty we've never once had a bad review for this podcast.
Exactly.
And that's amazing.
I mean, apart from the time I showed it to my friend and they said, "Oh, that's crap," but that doesn't count as a review. They didn't write it down, so there's no proof they ever said it. And if you ever say they said it, I'll kill you.
And I mean, all the people that I've shown it to, like obviously most of them don't bother listening to it at all. But then, like the one or two that did said, "Yeah, it was alright."
Yeah, and you can tell from that electrifying phrase that their minds were blown and their lives were changed forever.
Exactly.
So I am now a Scooby-Doo punk rocker, but you,
Yes.
Kyle, have also had a bit of a change. It's funny enough that you mentioned us ripping it up and shredding this morning.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the podcast this morning.
We do that. People need to know that we start this podcast at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it goes on to about midnight. It's just
You have had to edit out.
it takes a lot of editing. We go off on so many tangents. You think we go off on tangents at the moment? The amount of tangents we usually go on that I need to edit out are insane.
Yeah, it was funny that you mentioned getting ripped earlier, Carl, because you were spending the day at the gym, ripping it up, shredding your muscles, really tearing it up, man. You've really been dedicated to getting a fit, toned body ever since you got mugged and that 8-year-old girl stole your lunch money.
I have been hitting the gym ever since. I am going to get my revenge one day.
Yeah, you're going to walk up to that small girl in the playground.
Yeah. I mean, not yet. I'm not quite there yet. But
No, you need to
day.
get a bit more. You need to get a bit more buff and confident before you can attack a small child.
Yeah, I need to work on my core. I need to work on my quads and my
Deltoids.
delts and my quelts
and really get some muscle on you. Really get some muscle. Really build up your muscles.
Yeah.
And
need to work on my cheekbones, my jawline,
and your buttocks.
Yeah, my chest.
You need to get stronger buttocks so you can
my
work.
neck. I need a thick neck.
Yeah, that's how it works. Big thick neck. So you are lifting weights with one arm while downing soy-based, protein, nutrient-filled, steroid-induced power shake spliced with petrol when you see a poster in the corner of the room.
Oh.
And it reads, yeah, I know, it's very exciting stuff, Carl. It distracted you from your lifting and your drinking and your steroiding.
Yeah, and there's nothing I love more at the moment than lifting weights and drinking protein shakes.
Protein?
And lifting protein. And oh my god, and drinking protein shakes.
Protein shakes.
And drinking.
You need to work on those lip muscles, Kyle.
There's nothing I love more, and there's nothing I love more than lifting weights and drinking protein shakes.
Exactly. The good exercise there as well, Kyle.
That's my exercise for the week.
So, you saw this poster in the corner of the room, and it caught your eye instantly. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
It read, "Are you tired of being a weak, pathetic loser whom nobody loves?
I am.
Do you cry when you fail yet again to open a tin of meatballs?
Yes.
Well, cry no longer, little boy. Now your dreams of being a real man are about to come true. Thanks to Professor Herbert Maddington. Come down to my lab, just behind the local Institute for the Hopelessly Insane. Do it now, or I'll kill your family."
I rushed down there.
Yeah, you knew that this would make all your dreams come true. You knew that this was the place to be.
Yeah.
So you knew that you needed to go down there immediately.
Yeah.
Well, you, Carl, are obviously won over by this advert and go to this location. Funnily enough, you can't see a lab, just the bins behind the institute. When you see the professor climb out of the window in his white coat, slightly stained in what is either old blood or, as he tells you, brown sauce because he just ate a burger.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously he's a very trustworthy, but you can tell he's trustworthy. He's got big, curly grey hair sticking out of his sides, hair coming out of his ears and his nose.
He's got one giant boggly eye.
It's just springing out every now and then. He has to pop it back in. He's wearing a hat with a little rotor blade on it. So you see this amazing scientist, and he pulls out of his back pocket the biggest, pointiest needle you've ever seen, even bigger than my prickly hair.
Your prickly... I can't remember what your band was called now.
My prickly pricks.
Was that your band?
That wasn't my band. That's just what I call my hair.
Oh.
The prickly pricks. Although prickly pricks is probably a better band. No, it was the prickly hedgehogs.
Ah, of course.
The punkiest of all names. So he pulls out this giant pointy needle, and the giantest, pointiest needle you've ever seen. And he says he needs to stab your sexy rump right now.
Okay. I mean, hi. I'm here for.
skipped all that. He skipped all that. He climbed out of the window and you like saw him and were kind of stunned into silence for a moment. And he immediately pulled out the needle. He didn't even check that it was you. You called the number on the poster and made an appointment.
I had actually made an appointment. I hadn't just turned up and he's just climbed out the window.
It's a professional business. There's a number on the poster. You called up and he was like, "Hello."
Oh, hello. I would like to become big and buff and strong, please.
Why, yes, my child. I've got just the thing.
Oh, great.
Meet me when the moon strikes.
When the moon strikes 12. What the hell are you trying to say?
What was I trying to say? When the moon is...
When the moon is full?
When the moon is full.
Jesus. Okay, so I meet him, he takes out a big needle, and he wants to poke me in the rump.
He wants to stab your sexy rump behind right now. So you immediately take off your trousers.
Yeah, of course.
Then and there, and he injects you. And while halfway through, you hear him say, "Oopsie doodles."
What's happened? What's wrong?
Oh, well, he's only gone and given you the wrong drug.
Oh.
He's given you the drug that turns blood into boiling acid.
Always the way, isn't it?
It is, it's a very useful drug for people that want blood with boiling acid. It's all that those people for years were begging out to have blood that was boiling acid. And until Professor Maddington, no one had that. Until Professor Maddington, no one was brave enough. No one was brave enough to ignore the FDA's rules of not inventing drugs that will specifically kill people.
So I'm dead?
Well, not instantly.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't take effect instantly. He's injected you with this drug, and he tells you he can cure this with a second drug.
Oh, good. Thanks, Doc.
And like we were saying earlier, the more drugs, the better you are.
Yeah, 9 is the key.
Yeah, that is the slogan we're going to print on our little onesies that we're selling in our merch store for babies. The more drugs, the better.
It should be 9th drug of the night, everything's all right.
Exactly. So, look out for that in the merch store.
Yeah.
So he tells you he can cure this with a second drug, either to counteract the effects. Either one drug where your muscles will increase 100-fold, you'll be too big to fit through the widest of doorways, so strong you'll tear the arms off of anyone that you touch, or a drug that will make all your existing muscles wither and die, where you'll be too weak to stand, so you'll have to get everywhere by crawling on the ground. Where if anyone touches you, they will rip you apart.
Okay, now I need you to explain to me, Nathan, why this is even a consideration for me. My dream...
Because your blood is about to become acid, Carl.
No, yeah, but my dream was just to become the strongest I could ever be. And... one of these options will give me that.
Yeah, but it's too strong. You wanted to be a big buff man. You didn't want to be a giant rhinoceros monster.
I'm with you.
Fit to any clothes. He's had to give you an extra dose to counteract the boiling acid.
Yeah.
Whereas the other drug will make you wither and die. That's not it. The other drug will make your muscles wither and die.
Yeah. Okay, so
it's the thing that you want, but it's more of the thing that you want.
Yeah. So good, I can get my revenge on the 8-year-old girl who stole my lunch money.
Yes.
I could destroy her.
You could absolutely destroy her, but you're so strong that if you went to that playground to attack her, you would also destroy the entire playground and kill all the other little girls.
And they did nothing to me.
No.
They actually invited me to play jump rope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're hanging out with little girls, Kyle.
It's just what I do on a Thursday afternoon.
Oh, okay. No follow-up questions.
Good.
Absolutely good.
But say I went for an interview and shook the guy's hand, I would crush his hand.
You would crush his hand and also rip the arm out of the socket.
Yeah, I'm that strong. I'm so strong that I can't touch another person without them.
That was what would happen if you were in an interview and if you had a lovely, sexy, tender moment with a woman. When you went to tenderly grab her face, you would rip her head clean off.
Yeah, I couldn't even gently graze someone as I walked past them without tearing their arm off. No.
You'd either tear their arm off or throw them into the sun.
Yeah, I'm that powerful.
You are a giant hulking monster. You're too big to fit through most doorways. You'd have to live in a big airport hangar.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to drape yourself in bed sheets because no clothes could fit you.
Am I stronger than the Hulk?
I mean, no one. The Hulk is the strongest one there is. No, you're not stronger than the Hulk, Kyle. Don't get big-headed with the rest of you, because your head is still small. All your muscles are huge, but your head is still the normal size.
Okay. So if I were to say find Hulk-like beings, then that's who I would be able to hang out with.
I mean, don't be ridiculous, Kyle.
Am I inventing
We're
fantasy
talking
worlds
fantasy,
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about if you got injected with a drug that turned your blood into boiling acid, and then were injected with a second drug that turned you into a giant man.
Okay, we're talking about real life here. So
Exactly.
let's go to the other option.
Get your head out of the cloud.
Let's go to the other option then. So I'm super thin, super weak, have no muscles whatsoever.
No, and basically you can't even stand. You're crawling everywhere. You have to get the tightest, small. You have to get an 8-year-old girl's clothes because they're the only things that will fit to your tiny little waist anymore. And if anyone comes close to you, if anyone so much as breathes on you, that breath will knock you backwards.
So it's basically like I'm made of paper.
You are, yeah. And if you had a job interview, when they went to shake your hand, they would rip your arm off. And if you had a lovely, tender moment with a beautiful woman, she could crush you.
Oh, yeah, I would just crumble to dust.
Yeah. If you had to sit on your lap, she would crush you with her thighs.
So either I'm incredibly weak and will probably die pretty much instantly as soon as, like, a worm crawls over my toe or something.
Or you are humanly strong that it's not safe for you to be around anyone.
So I would have
You have to go and live with the rhinos.
Yeah, I would have to live in an isolated place no matter what. So this scenario has basically, no matter what happens, it's isolated me from the world and everyone in it.
Yes. But
Okay.
if you, and this is what happens immediately. Basically, within minutes of you getting this drug, you will become super strong or super weak. So
Yeah.
it would be difficult for you to isolate yourself if you're super weak. You'd have to crawl all the way to the Himalayas. Whereas for the big, muscular, strong man, it would just take a couple of jumps.
Yeah, I would just jump over to another country.
You would cause earthquakes, though, as every time you land, destroying cities.
I think if I become super weak, I'm pretty much dead instantly. But is that preferable to save a lot of other people from the giant muscular monster that I would become otherwise?
Exactly, Kyle. That's the thing. You have to think about the greater good.
Yeah, but I'm very selfish, you see.
Oh, yes, obviously.
I'm a very selfish person, and I care more about myself than I do about the rest of the world, especially our fans.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely, especially your fans.
There was no need for me to say that, but I felt I needed to.
Definitely. We want our fans, we respect our fans so much that we want them to know their place.
That's why you've got the Nathanites and I have nothing.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, so I think that selfish as I am, I would probably go for being super big and muscular, but I wouldn't purposefully try and, destroy the world or hurt people or whatever.
Oh, no, you're a nice guy, Kyle. You're a sweet and lovely guy. You'd only accidentally murder... I mean, you were going to go beat up an 8-year-old girl, but she did steal your money.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my final act before I go to the Himalayas and
Yes.
isolate. I would visit that playground one last time.
Before you say goodbye to the world forever, you just have to do one thing. Kill a small girl.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Become Super Strong drug. Become Super Strong. Obviously, he's injected me, so just being that close to me, I've killed the scientist.
Oh yeah, you instantly the needle goes in and then your muscles explode and the needle pops out and goes into his skull.
I mean, he poked this needle into my buttocks, so my buttocks has rippled as it's gotten bigger and bigger, and it's just knocked him away.
Oh yeah, and he's flying backwards, about to crash into a wall, and he screams, "I regret nothing!"
And I said, "Thank you." And then
You're welcome. That.
he has just enough time to have that little back and forth. Lovely. And to think he spent his last few moments having a conversation with me. So yeah,
And privilege.
So
everyone should talk to you before they die.
Yeah. So after that, I rush down to the school. I give the girl one last...
Running through the streets, swatting away cars.
Swatting cars. Yeah, I'm running in the road for no reason. I mean, I'm big enough, so I can't really fit on a pavement, I suppose.
You football kicker lollipop lady.
Oh, dear.
into another city.
Yeah, I mean, what I actually do is I find 2 empty cars and I use them as roller skates, and then I skate down the road.
Stand on top of the families that were sitting in those cars, but that is just like a little bit of pace under your feet at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I roller skate down the road, find this school. I'll give the girl one last chance to give me my money back. If she refuses, I'll kill her and unfortunately the rest of the school as well, because I don't have much choice. And then I will skate...
Give me back my £1.50.
Yeah, I wanted that for chips. And then I will head off to the Himalayas in a couple of jumps, and then, I'll just hang out there,
I mean, you will cause an avalanche when you get to the Himalayas. In fact, the mountain may crumble beneath you.
Yeah, but it's not going to affect me, is it, personally? I'll be fine.
You're right, I'm sorry, I don't know why I even brought it up.
Yeah, it's everyone else who's going to suffer. So yeah, I'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, I don't see a downside to this, Nathan.
I'll be in the city seeing the earthquakes and go, "Uh-oh!" As the buildings are crumbling towards
Exactly. You'll be sitting in your penthouse taking your 9th drug of the night, and you'll look out of your window and you'll just think you're tripping. You'll just see the world, like all of the buildings falling down around you.
So you've made your decision, Carl. You've decided your own personal happiness and pleasure is more important than the lives of everyone else.
I think, yeah,
including our fans.
I think that's the right way to go, and I think everyone else would agree that my happiness.
I think they would. I think everyone, if you were to ask anyone on the street, would you be willing to sacrifice you and your family for this complete stranger? Everyone would say yes.
Yeah.
You, with that baby, would you be willing to sacrifice your baby's life for this man?
For this random guy who does a terrible podcast that no one
And you're just standing at the end of the street, smiling, waving. But your wave is blowing them away.
My wave is blowing birds out of the air mid-flight. They are like...
Trees are tippling over.
Animals are like being flung across the world just with my wave of a hand.
Poor little squirrel is flung out of a tree into space.
I just wave my arm and this squirrel flies out of a tree into space and his head explodes.
NASA is sitting in their offices watching on the radar, seeing something, unidentified flying object fly into space.
Yeah, I mean, I would change the world.
You really would, Carl.
I mean, not for the better, but I would change the world.
No, but you would change the world, and that's what everyone dreams of doing.
Yeah. I could cause hurricanes just by spinning around really fast. I'd be like Taz.
I mean, you don't have cartoon physics, do you now? Big muscles make you be able to create a tornado of your own spin.
I mean, if in 2 jumps I can get to the Himalayas, and if I can knock animals out of the sky, I'm pretty sure I can cause a tornado.
You burp and you cause a gale force wind across the entire Earth.
Wow, I would be like the #1 supervillain, I think.
And basically within a month of you living, even in the Himalayas, everything you do has an impact. You sneeze and there's an earthquake. You burp and there's gale force wind. You tap dance like you like to do on a Tuesday night, and the earth cracks in two.
I tap dance and I knock the earth off of its axis.
That definitely makes sense. That's definitely physically accurate of how it would work.
I tap dance and I knock the earth towards the sun and accidentally cause the entire world to burn up and die.
And you'd be the last one to survive because your big, strong muscles would protect you from the sun.
My big, strong muscles protect me from the sun, definitely. That's how it works.
You're just sitting in the sun now. You're sitting in the sun, flexing your muscles around.
Yeah.
Because you're not only are your muscles strong, but your eyeballs are strong as well, so you can still see in the sun.
So it's just, so the universe has ended. It's just me and the sun.
Oh, you've destroyed the universe now, have you, Carl? You're that strong. You're flexing in the sun, and you knock the sun off of its axis.
Yeah.
In fact, no, you implode the sun, and it becomes a black hole.
It gives a new meaning to relaxing in the sun, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Oh dear. So yeah.
Too bad you didn't think to bring a not an armchair. What do you call a chair? A beach chair.
A deck chair.
Deck chair. Too bad you didn't think to bring a deck chair.
Yeah, but I would sit on a deck chair and it would turn to dust.
You're right, actually. The deck chair doesn't have your muscle.
No, and
would definitely protect you from the rays of the sun up close.
What, my muscles?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, 100%.
That is another fact. If you're strong, you can survive the sun crashing into the earth.
The best fact for this episode that everyone needs to write in their books is that if you are very, very strong, nothing can hurt you.
Exactly.
Including the sun. Even if the entire world is destroyed because of you, the sun cannot hurt you.
I feel like we've really done a service here teaching our audience things that they may not have known.
Yeah.
But teaching them scientific facts that the man doesn't want them to know. Really been sticking it to the man.
We really have. In this podcast, we have gone to issues that other people just wouldn't even go to.
No, issues that other people would be like, what? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. That makes no sense. But they're really hiding. They're hiding from the truth.
Yeah.
It's all a conspiracy, man.
This isn't just like a fantasy to get over the fact that I was robbed by an 8-year-old girl. No.
No, this is definitely not a fantasy to get you past the trauma of being beaten up and robbed by an 8-year-old girl. This is exactly what has happened.
And it's a factual podcast.
To all of our fans out there in the universe, because now the Earth is dead, and I'm dead as well. You're listening to my voice from beyond the grave.
Your Scooby-Doo voice.
My dignified... Yeah, imagine doing like a Ouija board thing and you hear a ghostly apparition from beyond.
So yeah, we have both picked the perfect scenarios for ourselves.
Yeah. If I weren't dead because you destroyed the Earth and crashed it into the sun, we would be the best double act in the world. Me with my silky, smooth, sexy voice, and you with your big, strong muscles.
Yeah, but instead I've destroyed the world. You're dead, everyone's dead, and I'm hanging out in the sun somehow.
I'm a little bit annoyed with you, Kyle, for killing me and everyone I've ever loved, but we're friends. I'll forgive you.
Yeah. I mean,
just buy me a drink the next time we meet.
All right, okay. I'll owe you one.
Yeah, one existence. Yeah. You owe me one planet.
If I can get that £1.50 back, you're all right.
Okay, good. Yeah.
We'll see how things go.
I mean, all the money on the planet has also been destroyed, Kyle.
There is that. So the beer's going to be free. Hooray!
You're right. No flaws in this plan whatsoever.
There you go. During our adventures, we have somehow made it so that beer is now free. And I think free beer
was worth everything else.
It was worth everything that's happened today.
Worth the mass genocide of the entire Earth.
And if you disagree with anything we've said today, then please let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the episode, then please follow and subscribe to the podcast on Patreon. You can find it at patreon.com/ifyouhadto, though, where you can find all the newest episodes with more being posted up all the time. And it'll help us out a lot if you do. You can follow.
It will be a little difficult for you to follow us on Patreon because you're all dead. But I hope you try anyway.
You can follow me on Twitter at Kyle M. Bennett. That's Kyle_M_Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's.
You can follow me at NWozniakArt, which is NWOZNIAKART. You can also follow me on Instagram at Nathan Wozniak, spelled the same way because that's my name.
This has been If You Had To, though. I've been Kyle.
And I'm dead.
So is everyone else.